Hello and welcome everyone to the Overwatch All-Stars Brawl number 5 presented by Star Esports, double elimination tournament dedicated to our Overwatch Tier 3 community. Today we have Citizens taking on Cryx Esports in match number 14 of the main bracket. For your casting entertainment, I'm going to be Sir Waltham, and today I'm joined by Kongman21. Kong, how are we feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good looking into this match, especially with Cryx being the returning champions from last season, and with how well-known Citizen is. I feel like this is going to be the best matchup of the entire bracket.
This is certainly looking to be one of our better matchups, I anticipate, of course. Still in the main bracket, so neither team in too much danger of being eliminated here tonight, but still, neither one going to be wanting to go into that loser's bracket. I think they'll both want to be staying top dog here. I think they're going to be giving it their all in these fights as we get moving.
Exactly, and looking at these rosters, I feel like every fight is going to be like down to the wire. There's not going to be like a roll or anywhere, just nothing but super close fights. So there's going to be a lot of reviewing going on whenever both of these teams are done playing tonight. Yeah,
certainly a lot to be looking forward to in terms of the review material, the studying, the analysis that the coaches and team members are going to have to be doing. However, I do want to talk a little bit about the history of these two teams as we go into it. Citizens, mentioned it a little bit before, one of the better known names in this tournament. They've been here for quite a while. It feels like they've been here for, I think it's actually been about 6 months. They did end up winning the tournament back when it was the Watchers Brawl back in May, so we're really excited to have them back here. And to see them making it as far as they did, that's exciting for me personally. I've gotten to pretty much memorize these players' names at this point, Kong.
Yeah, Citizens being a really well-known T3 team, and then Cryx coming out of nowhere, 2 tournaments ago for Star Esports? And now they just won their first one, and they're looking to take a second one?
Yeah, I mean, they're certainly going to be doing that, and in order to do that, they're going to have to set a good precedent here on our first map, which I believe is going to be Oasis. Be tooling around there with some good old control action to start. We are just waiting for those teams to get the ready, waiting for them to get all settled in, make their profiles all public, all that good stuff. But before we get into it, folks, do want to remind you folks that you do have the opportunity. If you're feeling so inclined, give us that follow, give us those Twitter likes, join the Discord, whatever you're liking. If you even want to go catch some old videos of some old games, we just had a pretty spectacular one here about 2 hours ago. Would highly recommend it. They will all be uploaded to our YouTube as well. So be sure you catch those indeed. Be sure and catch it there. And with that, Kong, what do you think we can kind of expect to see from these teams on Oasis?
Well, with Oasis being such a wild card of a map where you see a lot of different comps come out, I'm sure we'll probably see the Reaper May like most teams do, but I'm pretty sure Citizens is going to throw us for a loop with something. I haven't confirmed anything, but I've heard there's a few specialties they're going to be playing around.
Yeah, it's certainly very exciting to get moving forward with. As we know, we kind of have seen newer and newer things pop up. I mean, last match was a grab bag of different heroes. We saw Bastion, we saw Torb, saw Doomfist, Hog, Orisa, everything under the sun. I think, yeah, even Sim. So pretty much everything that you could think of got played there. I'm looking to see if these teams kind of have any set strategies, if it's very map dependent. Kong, are there any maps from Oasis you're looking particularly to see?
Oh, my personal favorite has to be Gardens. I just love how open it is and everything, which really invites Pharah to really come out, which you don't really see that much on a lot of other maps anymore.
Yeah, you have immediately become one of my favorite casters, Kong, because I always love to talk about the Pharah. I'll always talk about any aerial capability brought by these heroes, by these players. So I'm really hoping that we have that potential. If we're going to talk about high ground as well, I believe it's City Center, the one with the gazebo in the center, also has a good little ledge with the elevator, of course, that we all know. Can get some pretty decent high ground as well, locking it down with a Soldier, McCree, whatever you have up there.
Yeah, just about anything can really lock down that high ground, even as Symmetry, you know? Inviting Symmetry players.
Yeah, a very good potential pick there. Once again, we are just waiting for these teams. Not sure if they're having some issues getting it locked in. We'll have it resolved very shortly. But honestly, Kongman, what do we kind of have on the docket? What's your personal guess as to how far this match is going to go?
Well, I don't want to give like a commentator's curse or anything, but
Mm.
either way it's gonna go, I'm gonna give a final score of 3-1, whichever.
I I absolutely understand not wanting to get the caster's curse all in the juju of these teams. God knows that the stakes are pretty high as it is, but I'm gonna have to agree with you that the 3-1 sounds like a pretty good spread moving forward here. Don't know who I'd call it on though is the thing. I think Citizens definitely going to be setting a good precedent for Cryex Esports. It's kind of our metric here. It's our measuring stick. We are just waiting on them to get wrapped up here, and then we'll be getting into the battle very shortly.
Yeah, I'm actually looking very forward to this match. I've actually been looking forward to this one whenever the two teams finally won their games in advance to face each other. So it's probably going to be like the match of the whole tournament and all that.
Yeah, you certainly have to think so. Of course, the winner of this match will be moving on to the winners of last match, which, if my notes are proper, and I say that as I'm currently bringing them up, it's going to be Scion Esports. So Scion taking it over Astray last game in 3-0 fashion. And with that, we're finally going to be getting our readies coming through on the board, where it looks like we're going to be going to Gardens, a personal favorite of yours, apparently, Kongman.
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to this map. If we see a Fair Mirror match, then either this is going to be really fast or it's going to take a while.
Yeah, it certainly could have a variety of different tempos moving forward. Of course, certainly not the only composition we might be seeing, although I do like seeing it. I like seeing the Pharmercy combos come out, a little bit of team synergy, and then how the teams deal with that. There's a lot of ways to handle the Pharah. Especially on this map, I think a lot of indoor areas you can play around, a lot of line sight breaks you can use. So very interested to see how it goes.
Yeah, it's always entertaining watching how teams are opting to counter the Pharmercy that normally gets brought out. Do you play your own Pharmercy? Do you just swap McCree? Do you lock the Torb? I mean, you have so many options.
Yeah, and I think McCree might be a very good pick here, but we do have a few moments before the gates are going to be opening, and we're going to be seeing what those teams actually are before those gates do open. Though, don't forget, definitely remember to throw your vote for the MVP poll in the bottom right-hand window of Twitch chat. Let us know who you think is popping off. And with that, doors are opening up. What do we see here, Kong?
We're going to be seeing a good old-fashioned mirror match, although it appears that red team is locking a Brig, which you don't normally see that much anymore.
Yeah, going to be very interesting to see that Brig handled here. Maywall coming out immediately. Spike on the side of Cryex is going to be taking a little bit of a separation. Not punished too hard for it, but the anti-nade coming in. Wolf and Spike both going to be taking a little bit of that purple anti-healing juice. Another Maywall coming in, and Spike cannot seem to get regrouped with the rest of his team. That being said, not too many more members of the side of Cryex falling just yet. It seems to be Citizens getting the upper hand, though. Zeus claiming 2, and with that, it looks like points going to go over to them.
Yeah, Boat with 2 amazing Maywalls there. He's literally putting them on the back and carrying them across the ocean that is this match. He is the carrier.
Have to keep an eye out, see if that May can continue to get that high value, as we see once again Cryex getting set up to go in. Looks like they're a little bit split. Lucio not knowing if they want to play with their team or maybe just doing a little bit of scouting. That Maywall coming up once again. Spike getting caught out. Korean Snack and Spike both getting lifted, having a Reinhardt duel on a tightrope of a Maywall. Both coming out just right. Until that is, Boat has some few more icicles to put into Spikes. And with that, it looks like Citizens take an early lead into this fight. Leo Cakes cleans up Sun. That is a lot of damage pulled from the side of Cryex, and they're going to back out because of it.
Yeah, this is just turning out to be a really controlled fight based on what all Boat is doing.
Very much so. And as we look forward, once again, Cryex just regrouping. A couple shots going in from Squid. Going to be finding a little bit of damage if possible. Getting that nano boost further and further built up towards an ult charge. And it looks like we're actually going to be seeing a wraparound come from Cryex. Not sure what they intend to do with this. The Maywall still looking to be a burden to them. It's going to section off a lot of them, but not everybody can get away. And with that, we're going to be seeing Spike once again frozen, this time by the Blizzard coming out from the side of Boat. Zeus taking a little bit of a nap with that high noon. And now the return Blizzard from Rye Amazing. They're down 2. Can they make the pullback happen? It's going to be difficult here. Only Mercio getting dropped from the side of Citizens. It looks like they're still going to be holding a dominant possession of this point. Wolf getting hit by the solo Earth Shatter, it seems. and Ryamazing going to be the last one to fall. Citizens continuing to hold this point. A late kill onto Demented. High Noon coming in, but Sun quick to react, kills Zeus in the midst of it. The D.Va Bomb coming in over the Mei wall, comes in, claims the McCree off the back of it. Leo Cakes doing an excellent job of cleaning up. She is proving well effective on this D.Va.
I feel like I just gave a commentator's curse because I stated that every match is going to be really close, but it seems like this map Citizens is just in full control.
Yeah, it certainly seems like it. Demented tried to do their best to stall out, not going to quite be too successful though. Even the Wrecking Ball coming in to try to just get a little bit more of that stall. The anti-nade onto Ryamazing means no healing will go in, as if that was even a factor for how much burst damage is going into this match right now. That Wrecking Ball just trying to knock people around, perhaps trying to get some sort of reclamation here, but with Sun going down, somebody needs to maintain possession on this point. It's going to be 3 getting boosted up by the sound barrier from Demented. OP gonna be dropping in that baby D.Va form, torn down by Zeus on this Tracer, and with that Spike gets burned down, overtime burns, and with that it's going to be first point going to Citizens, 100-0.
Yeah, Citizens just really showing a lot of command, especially with Boat on the Mei, just getting those perfect balls off on the. They just really just entirely controlled this game.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I think Citizens have kind of set the standard, and now it's really going to be where Cryax understands where they have to perform to, the level they're going to have to compete at.
Yeah, and here we go. We're going to be going to City Center, which you said is one of your personal favorites.
Yes, going to be seeing it. Always the potential to play in traffic here.
Yes, just like your mother used to tell you, just go play in traffic.
Yes, did not have the most caring mother, but with that, gonna be seeing the Symmetra come out from the side of Citizens just to get a quick teleport in. See that every once in a while. We're gonna be seeing Boat switch quickly to the Reaper in response. Sun and company opting for the opposite route, however, gonna be taking onto that high ground, using the elevator, taking possession with that Soldier 76. Those long sight lines can prove advantageous to Jack Morrison.
Yeah, it feels good seeing Cryax locking the dive meta instead of going the typical Rein D.Va you see in ladder leagues kind of.
Yeah, and with that, it's going to be Citizens hopping right onto point, and it looks like Cryax are going to have a few tanks there to match them. Those tanks have to play very carefully around this Reaper. Winston going to be ducking away as soon as he sees that Reaper start to turn that corner. Then the D.Va starts getting pushed up on by Boat. Zeus, however, dangerously low. Going to have to be made sure not to take any extra damage, especially by Ryamazing's Tracer right now. The point still being contested from both sides, neither team having a member fall quite yet. We're going to be seeing OP on this high ground, just trying to rain down with D.Va, trying to provide the Matrix at where it is most advantageous. And this fight has been dragging on for what feels like ever. But with that, Spike gonna get stunned, focused down by the Reaper, and that is the kill that they needed. But the stick going on to Korean Snack, gonna be getting the nano boost as well, but the Pulse actually taking out Boat instead. That's going to be the only kill, it seems, for the side of Cryon. And with that, it looks like Citizens are gonna have their foot in the door to take this point.
Yeah, it was really entertaining watching Ryamazing just blink around the point, trying to avoid that McCree. He's still alive somehow. He hasn't died yet.
Yeah, a dangerous play to be, a dangerous game to be playing here with this Tracer Sun. Having that tack visor on the high ground might also prove to be a very advantageous position for Cryax if they're able to maintain this ground. They just have to watch out for Leo Cakes and that defense Matrix. Not much else can be done here. The contest immediately coming in from the side of Cryax. They're just trying to put some pressure on, but it seems like Citizens playing this choke so well, but Zeus getting taken down by Ryamazing. That gives the Tracer a lot more room to freely run around and just have this open space. The Reaper looking to set up maybe a Death Blossom. Nope, gonna be instead teleporting out, choosing to not get invested in that. Gonna be trying to drop it, but gets stunned out, it seems, by Wolf, using a quick shield bash to drop them out of that animation. The D.Va Bomb coming in from OP, not gonna quite be landing. The return D.Va Bomb gonna be coming in from Leo Cakes, drops before she can re-mech, however. And with that, Zeus popping the high noon, doesn't find anything off the back of it, and the point finally does flip to Cryax.
Yeah, it was surprising with Cryax winning that fight, especially whenever Spike went to go dive Squid and he got slipped immediately while in. But good turnaround.
Yeah, and they're certainly going to have to manage to hold here. Korean Snack rolling up with an Earth Shatter, and we'll see if they can catch anything with Cryax out on the field. That being said, it seems like Cryax has been quick to reposition on this high ground. Of course, no surprise, Citizens taking this interior route as they have done so far. And it looks like we're setting up, seeing Spike set up for a little bit of a dive, trying to find those weak targets, trying to find anybody who might be out. And the Reaper going to be Wraith forming up to the top. He gets the nano boost, gets slept though. Rymazen getting a double with that pulse bomb. That is a high value Tracer ult right there, considering how fast it builds up. Squid going to be dropped immediately after with Sun. The nano boost gone by the usage of it on Boat when he gets slept. Unfortunate, and surprisingly, Craig's going to be able to hold here.
Yeah, that was a really good hold by Cryax, especially whenever they were able to get the sleep onto the Reaper before you could cause any damage, especially the Nano Reaper with that kind of...
Yeah, very good heads-up awareness there. Coming in from the side of Wolf, you like to see an Ana who stays on her toes. And with this, it looks like now Citizen's going to be opting for a little bit of a different route. They may be trying to contest this high ground. It looks like they've switched it up just a little bit here. We see them all trying to take the elevator, but quick as that, Cryx going to be rotating onto the gazebo. Just the Lucio up there now as the battle takes place on the ground. So Winston going to have to be very careful, cannot argue this Ryan's Earthshatter too effectively. Korean Snack looking like they're trying to set it up. The Earthshatter goes in, it gets 4, a big fire strike as well. Korean Snack goes and swings in for the fences. OP soon to fall as well. And it looks like Spike might be the only one to get out of there alive with that Primal. In fact, will be getting out and barely making it back to point.
Yeah, that was a huge shatter coming out from the side of Citizens. That I was surprised. Like, that took me off guard.
Yeah, I gotta admit that Ryan Shatter was pretty beefy coming in from Korean. But with that, now it looks like some of the members of Citizens going to be taking this high ground, looking to keep themselves up and not give up any of that leverage to Sun and Rymazen. Rymazen throwing out the pulse bomb, not finding anything. Zeus in return going to pop out that Deadeye, trying to be kept alive. So many different shields trying to guard them. It's going to be OP taking down both though with that D.Va bomb. The self-destruct going in so clearly. Winston Bubble going in right in the middle of point, trying to really put some distance between Zeus and the rest of the team. Leo Cake's going to be taking out Demented and OP's mech in one fell swoop with that D.Va bomb. And right now, the DPS Sun trying to just put any damage they can. Citizens have control of the point. Something needs to happen here for a contest to come through. Will it happen? Yes, barely. It's going to barely be the Tracer coming in with Rymazen. Mercio cleaning up that D.Va, making sure she can't get back to that mech form. And Sun continuing to play this high ground despite them needing to stay on point. It's going to be the Wrecking Ball coming in from Spike. Gets burned down rather quickly. Overtime ticks down, but Demented going to be there to touch the last second. Just going to refresh that overtime timer. And with that, it's now looking like a little bit more of a resurgence from the side of Crax, but they're not going to be able to make it happen. Vote dropping that Death Blossom. OP getting cleaned up. Just a few more mediocre members to deal with here. And with that, we're going to be seeing Citizens take the point 2-0. What a thrilling last fight.
Yeah, that second map, especially with it being 199, that was kind of what I was talking about earlier whenever I said it was going to be perfectly even. But Korean Snack going to be getting to play the game here. I'm pretty sure it's the big 4-man shatter.
Yeah, it's the big shatter coming in with the fire strike. We're seeing them come in right just with the big swings. You like seeing it, at least if you're a tank main like I am. You like seeing it.
The wise words of Emong. Big slam!
Big slam, fat shatter, however you like to say it. That was an effective ult.
Addy Shaddy's big slammers, you know, they help you win games.
You cannot argue that, especially after the result we have just seen. Now, Kong, man, we can kind of tone it down from the energy of that game. That was very intense. And now we can kind of go into this segment where we talk about, you know, what naturally comes next is the map ban and picks. What do you think we're going to expect to see banned from Citizens and coming out from Cryx?
Well, being banned from Citizens, we know that they're very flexible on just about any map, so I know they're going to be trying to counterban onto whatever Cryx is going to do. Looking at Cryx, I'm pretty sure they're going to ban a payload map if I had to pick one.
Yeah, of course, there's a couple of different options for them, but we'll just have to see as the time comes what they're going to be opting for. And, you know, overall, I think we've seen some pretty good play. I think Cryx might still be trying to wake up, warm up, or whatever the case may be, but Citizens definitely putting their best foot forward going ahead of this match.
Exactly. Citizens is basically just trying to tell Cryx that we own this game and this is not your time to shine.
Yeah, and we do have word now. Citizens going to be opting into the ban on Hanamura. That being said, we will not be seeing Hanamura anymore this match. Get it out of here. It will be only left to Cryx to pick what their next map is going to be.
Yeah, that's a personal shame if you have to ask me, because I'm a personal fan of Hanamura, so, you know, a little sad that I'm not going to be able to cast on Hanamura.
Fair enough. I get that way with Gibraltar all the time. But it looks like instead we'll be taking it to a hybrid map and going on to the realm of Eichenwald. So we're going to be taking it over to Europe. I believe it's Europe. And we've seen some nice Germanic architecture, some nice castles and forts and, you know, a couple huts, things like that. But Kongman, enough about the geometry and architecture of the place. What do you expect to see out of the heroes?
Oh, well, honestly, like, the good point with Eichenwald is you can see anything from bunker to dive to just May Reaper, you know, the casual thing people play whenever they don't know what. I mean, I heard Torb's pretty good on this map.
Well, it would not be the first time tonight we've seen Torb, but that does not mean I don't want to see it again. We are just waiting for these teams to ready up, and then we will be heading shortly into the match. And Kong, so far, I know I'm going to put you a little bit on blast here. Are there any players that you really thought were popping off that last game in Oasis?
I mean, honestly, like, I keep thinking about map 1 with Bode on the May just perfectly walling off Spike every time. So, I mean, if I had to pick an MVP just after one map, I'd have to pick Bode.
Absolutely. And anybody who's watched me knows that this tank main's going to pick the Rhine with the big shatters, the big swings. But with that being said, we don't really care about what we think. We want to know who you guys think are popping off. Let us know in the Twitch chat as well. Let us know in the MVP vote. Have a little interview with that player at the end of the match. And with that, teams are going to be giving us the go signal. We will be getting set up in Eichenwald here. And it looks like Citizens are going to be opting for the defensive side. Do you think this is a good call, Kongman?
Oh, I mean, I personally like starting on defense all the time because then it gives you an idea of how hard you have to attack. Because, like, if you're able to full hold them, then you know you got 4 minutes to just kind of mess around, build ults, and then get one take.
Yeah, it's certainly going to have to be... it seems like Cryx is going to have to be the pace setters here. They're going to have to really set that bar time for Citizens. And they're going to want to have a dominant showing here because after that first map, Citizens might be carrying themselves a bit heavy, might be carrying a longer stride in their boot than perhaps Cryx knows they deserve.
Yeah, Cryx, like you said, how they were trying to wake up earlier. I feel like after the map 2 of Oasis, I'm pretty sure they've woken up now, especially with that 99 to 100 block.
Yeah, certainly will be the case. Just about 15 seconds left for those spawn walls to open up. And while you have about 15 seconds, why not follow us on Twitter? Why not check out our YouTube? Why not join our Discord? We love seeing you. We love having you. I love interacting with our community over here at Star Esports. So with that being said, 5 seconds in, we're going to be seeing the doors open up. Kong, tell me what we see.
I mean, just immediately looking at Cryx because they immediately caught my eye. We got the sim running out.
Yeah, we do have that sim. Going to be opting perhaps for a teleporter strategy. Setting up, going to be able to burn through some of these shields as well. Played pretty decently against that D.Va. Opting for the teleporter, going to be taking it to the inn. A big anti-nade though coming in, landing on 5. Wolf and Sun cleaned up almost immediately. The rest of this team's going to get picked apart rather quickly. Cryx did not see that coming.
Yeah, as much as I love seeing Sim, that was a very upsetting play to watch. I mean, it was honestly what they probably should have done was to send the Orisa through first to help prevent that nade, but, you know, probably just a slight miscommunication.
Well, with that, they're certainly going to have another go at it, but it looks like Sun going to be opting into the McCree this time around. We saw their hit scan on the Soldier a little bit earlier, so we'll see if they can find that big value here with the Gunslinger himself. And right now, it looks like the team not quite sure what side they want to tank. Spike and Op going to be taking the right-hand side of that giant tower. And with that Op taking immediately to the high ground, Zeus taking down Demented. A big advantage here. And with that, a anti-nade going in from the side of Cryx, but they're not going to be able to find any capitalization on it. Boat taking down Rymazing. Looks like this fight is all for naught on the side of the attackers.
Yeah, the Citizens is just really kind of helped setting the pace for this game. Earlier you said that Cryx would be the one setting the pace, but nah, this is Citizens' game. They're just in full command right now.
Yeah, and Op going to be taking a little bit of a long fall off of a even longer cliff. And with that, they're going to be reset. Lucky they didn't get staggered out on that D.Va, but they'll have the opportunity to get regrouped here. No more changes coming in yet for the side of Cryox, but they need to start making something happen. Already about half the clock burned down. Looks like they're going to be swinging left side of this tower, trying to go in, but the nano boost onto Korean gets anti-nated. Not going to be too bothered, though, as they do have that damage resistance for the time being. And Squid, being the true fragger of this team, it seems, getting an anti-nade kill and then some standard left-click damage. And Op, once again, last to fall. So unfortunate, trying to get that baby D.Va to not throw herself off the cliff. Taking a nap as well. Might be going for the body blocks. That's absolutely brutal.
Yeah, it's always entertaining watching baby D.Vas get staggered, but whenever you are on the receiving end, I can tell you it's not that much fun.
It certainly can be a bugbear. And speaking of bugbears, we're going to be seeing Citizens with 5 ults to work against the attacking team of Cryox. That is certainly going to have to be an obstacle they overcome. With that, though, one of the most lethal ones they'll have to watch out for. Boat going to be having this Blizzard right ready and on hand. Might be looking to bait out the D.Va Matrix. Not even, just going to be throwing it in there. And Spike not quite able to charge out of there. Sun dropping the high noon, not quite sure what that was about, but taken down by Boat as soon as the freeze goes through. Boat cleaning up all off the back of that one Blizzard.
Yeah, that was a really good sneaky Mei Blizzard from there. OP just didn't quite know where that ult was coming from, so he wasn't able to get the Flick Defense Matrix to help eat it up.
Very true. They might certainly be on their toes for these next few attacks. However, the time bank is getting slimmer and slimmer. 40 seconds left on the clock. We'll see if Rymazing is going to be able to get as much value with this Blizzard coming up. Once again, it looks like the attacking team going to be taking the right side of the tower, trying to move forward, getting some Fire Strike damage. However, it's Korean Snack who finds a large portion of the team. They're trying to go in through the tunnel, the attackers are. And Craig's going to be poking out with that D.Va, using the Mei wall as a little bit of leverage. Earthshatter coming in, only lands onto Boat. Boat does get taken down, sound barriers from both sides. A Blizzard on point, but nobody's really fighting on point. It's just going to be that McCree. And Leo Cakes cleaned up off sides without the rest of their team to give them too much backing. Squid taken down, Rymazing with another anti-nade, but it's not going to quite be enough. The cleanup finally going to come through for Cryox. They're going to capture first.
Yeah, Cryox is looking like they're just going to wait till the time runs out and then they're going to cap the point, which is honestly a good strategy because Citizens will get that confidence boost thinking we got this, and then they'll panic and not got it.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be either a big brain play or a big recovery. Either way, going to be able to get the cart moving through this gate. And, you know, one of the harder chokes to hold, and it looks like we're going to see Citizens take a little bit of a dive from the castle. Sun landing that flashbang onto Leo Cakes. And Korean's not getting hard focused down right now. Zeus as well. And with this, it looks like we're seeing Cryox able to carry some of this momentum. Leo Cakes trying to stall out that cart as much as possible, but not for long.
Yeah, that was a really good play there from Rymazing, being able to wall off both the Mei and the Ana of Citizens, which really gave them the upper hand in that entire fight.
Certainly couldn't argue with that anymore, and now we're seeing some of the team Cryox take to the high ground. All the team take to the high ground, it seems, with the exception of the Lucio. The Earthshatter trying to come in from Spike, but Korean Snack just holds his shield steady, holds it firm, and continues to block that. Squid getting another unsurprising kill with the anti-nade onto Sun. This support player is going off right now. And with that, it looks like the attacker is going to be trying to back off, especially as Spike drops. Op going to be trying to drop the D.Va bomb in, not quite finding it though. And with that getting demeched, that's going to be an unfortunate stagger onto the D.Va.
Yeah, that was very interesting watching Korean just totally ult that D.Va bomb, which prevented it from flying further back into the team. Big brain chatter.
You like seeing that kind of value come in from your Reinhardt, and as I'm going to be finally taking themselves out off the edge of a cliff, they're going to be getting re-mech'd back into the game, and now the side of Cryox can get recollected. As soon as Dementor's done taking a little bit of a nap here, that is going to be using that speed boost to get right through the choke. Trying to push through, taking them quite a bit of early damage. However, the Ana nade having to be used by Wolf just to keep their team healed up, prevent themselves from taking too much damage. A Fire Strike into the castle, though, builds up a lot of ult charge for Korean Snack. That's not what you want to let this tank player do. And another Mei wall coming in from Boat, trying so hard to make it as difficult as possible for these rotations to come in from Cryox. We're going to be getting recollected on the point here. But now it's looking like Citizens, the ones to get up and in the face of this fight. Maywall coming in from both sides, neither finding too much value. Sun going for the nano-boosted McCree, the Electric Cowboy, as we've heard it called. Rymazing dropping the Blizzard. Gonna be finding a few, and then the Earth Shatter to follow. Spike and Op both gonna be taking those opportunities here. But Korean just going big for the fence. So low, has no healing capabilities as they are purpled. However, purple does wear off. They're able to reclaim, and with that, just in front of second point, it looks like Citizen's gonna be able to hold.
Yeah, Citizens holding it just before the doors open is actually really good, but of course they still have to get across that dreaded bridge, which we know Cryex with their loot is going to be tough.
Initiating match.
Teams are now going to be swapping sides, getting ready.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing the side swap come in here. And with that, we're going to be seeing maybe a little bit of a change of strategy, although I kind of still anticipate the Mei and McCree from these teams.
Yeah, we're probably going to be seeing a Mei McCree, which is what they've been running all night. Maybe a Torb, maybe a Sim. You know, they might throw us a Monkey Wrench.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about monkey wrenches. Now you got me all hyped up to see Winston in here. I know it's not extremely likely, but you can still give an old Waltham some hope here, Kong.
I mean, you did get to see your Winston last round. I got to see Symmetra at the start of this game. So, I mean, hey, anything's possible at this point.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And with that, we have about 30 seconds before these doors open up, and we now see Citizens take head charge into this offense.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what Citizens rolls out on with here. God, let me find my words once again.
Sometimes they escape us all. I just have plenty of time talking, so it seems like I never run out of words. I feel like a machine gun sometimes, but gonna be seeing these teams get ready, get settled, and with 5 seconds, these doors are gonna be opening up. Remember, folks, keep an eye out for that MVP as these doors roll up. Certainly a lot of good candidates out here. And now we see the side of Citizens rolling out Leo Cakes and Korean, still going to be maintaining that Rhine Diva combo. Boat and Zeus, as I predicted, still going to be on that Mei McCree, the other M heroes. And it looks like Citizens taking a little bit of a quicker pathing here. Mercio using that speed boost to get them wrapped around, this time the left side of the tower. But the charge going to be coming in, not landing from Spike. Leo Cakes taking down Sun very early. That is a lot of the strength of the side of Cryex pulled from the mouth. And with that, Korean Stack just going in heavy, trying to swing with the hammer, dealing as much damage, building that ult charge as possible. Eventually, we'll find Rymazing for their efforts. And now it's just Op trying to get any contest. And with this, it's a rather fast first point capture.
Citizens came out of those spawn doors and they said, unlike Cryex, we're just going to go straight to point, take this point, and not waste any time at all.
They certainly did not seem to opt for that big brain play of making your opponent panic this time around. Cart will start moving though, and it looks like we're going to be seeing the side of Citizens go in through the underneath of the castle, try to get some sneaky damage in onto the rest of the defending team.
Yeah, it appears that Citizens going up to take the high ground, but it appears that Cryex is just going to rush Cart and get Diva off of it. Very interesting rotations here.
Yeah, but speaking of Diva, it's going to be OP getting caught out with that Diva mech. Frozen down, and the Earth Shatter coming in from Korean Snack doesn't find much value, but Spike with this nano boosted hammer gonna be ready to swing for the fences. Sun taken down by Leo Cakes, but I don't think the defensive team's gonna mind that too much as they're getting a few kills. It's going really back and forth right now, Kong. It's anybody's game, but it looks like it might finally go in favor of Citizens.
Yeah, Cryex with the Mei behind, looking to get a snipe onto Zeus there. And this is still technically anyone's fight at this point.
It really is an unenviable spot for Rymazing.
And as I say that, all of Citizens respawns and they just clean up.
Well, that's the way it goes. Poor Rymazing. Going to be having that Mei Blizzard in pocket. Only thing to contest it is Leo Cakes DM once again. Spike trying to go for the Earth Shatter, but once again finds nothing for it. And in response, Korean's not going to be taken to with that hammer, doing some big swings. Sun taking a little bit of a dip off the map.
Yeah, Leo Cakes just kind of hanging out on the card. It's very interesting seeing Diva move the card, since normally you put one of your supports on there.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. You have the mech to just push it as fast as possible. You got those mech engines or whatever they use. But in this instance, we're going to be seeing the team try to come together. Zeus holding that high noon, getting to Sun and Demented. That is going to be a rough spot for the offending side. Leo Cake's getting a double with that Diva Bomb as well. Nobody left but alone. Ana not going to be able to contest, and with that, Citizens takes it up a very quick 2-0.
Yeah, Citizens just really came into this map and just overall just decided to dominate.
Play of the game.
Yeah, we have been seeing some masterful play coming out from Citizens, and you're talking about them a little bit earlier, Kong. It's going to be Boat with that play of the game, dropping the Blizzard, keeping everybody frozen, taking down Sun. Looks like they were trying to use that high noon to take out the Mei, not quite able to find it.
Yeah, that was a huge play of the game there from Bode, and as I said earlier, that was the sneaky Mei Blizzard that I was talking about, and unfortunately OP just didn't know where he was.
Yeah, not quite able to help out in that instance, but maybe we'll be able to find out if Crags is able to regroup, recollect themselves, and contest Citizens once again as we go into this map 3. But before we do that, we do have to do the map picks and bans, or I guess in this way, bans then picks. Kong, I'm going to ask you the same question. Do you think there's anything that Crags can kind of lean on to enable themselves here?
Well, I see since Citizens opted to ban Hanamura last time, if Citizens decides to ban yet another 2 CP map, Cryx would be better off picking the last one, and then just hoping that that's Citizens' weakest point.
Yeah, certainly some sound strategies. I think any area where you're not able to really have as much value out of the Mei, it's gonna help out Cryx, because it seems like, I have to agree after watching it a little bit, Boat just taking some absolute advantage with those Mei walls.
Boat's Mei walls are just perfectly on point. Every time he walls someone off, Cryx just loses the fight.
Yeah, Cryx has a tough time, particularly Spike. I know that Reinhardt can get sectioned off kind of the most often, since he is the spearhead, he is the front of that attack. And you just hate to see it. Sometimes sometimes the supports can help him out, sometimes the Lucios can skate above the wall, but usually it's not enough. The rest of his team has to try to burn through that Mei wall as quick as possible.
Yeah, and we're receiving word that Citizens is opting to ban Volskaya, so Cryx here, looking at the remaining map choices, if you really want to go 2 CP, all you got is Temple at this point.
Yeah, it looks like they will not, however, be electing into Temple. It looks like instead Gibraltar is going to be our next map. A personal favorite of mine, seeing it 2 times in one night. That's a real treat here, Kong.
Personal least favorite of my choice.
Boo.
I've never been a fan of this map. I mean, hey, maybe these teams will do something that'll make me really like this map.
Well, I am a big fan of any dive here, so hopefully we might get to see a little bit of that. Cryx also, might be a little bit stronger in dive than we've seen them be on the ground pound style comp they've been running with the Reinhardt. So who knows, this might be an opening for them. Citizens, however, going to be electing to go on to the defense as we head into Watchpoint Gibraltar as soon as these teams give us the go ahead.
Yeah, and looking back at the first map of Oasis, going to the city center, you could tell that Cryx really favored playing dive, so I believe that going to Watchpoint, as you said, is probably their best option here.
Yeah, you'd certainly have to think so. And, I'm hoping we see something come out from Cryx, because I want to see more of these games. I want to see if Cryx can adapt, evolve, level themselves up to the level of Citizens, at least for a little bit. We saw it kind of peaking out on Eichenwald, but it just wasn't there. It wasn't quick enough to come through.
Yeah, and the very first time I casted with this tournament, I went to 6 maps, and honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing 6 maps again here.
Yeah, at this point, it does seem a little unlikely, but stranger things have certainly happened as we wait for the side of Citizens to now give us the official go-ahead trademarked thumbs up icon, and with that, we will be moving forward. But until then, I do have a little bit of time to pitch you guys this neat new thing called Twitter, and this neat new organization called the Overwatch All-Stars to follow us on Twitter, in fact, if you haven't heard.
Oh, do tell us more.
You see here, at the All-Stars Esports team, we love getting engaged with our community. And what better way to get engaged with Star Esports than by following our Twitter? It just seems like common sense. Twitter is one of the most common social media methods out there. So we love seeing you guys. We'd love to interact with you. If, Twitter's not necessarily your thing, probably a gamer if you're in Twitch chat with us. So be sure and join our Discord. We got tons of gamers in there. More gamers than I can count on 2 hands, all right? That's more than 10. That's at least 11 gamers.
But I have a question, sir.
Yes.
What if I can't make the Twitch streams?
If
Can
you
I wa-
can't,
Can I watch this somewhere else?
yeah, there is absolutely this fantastic website called YouTube. I'm giving you some underground tips here, Kong. An underground website called YouTube. You can look us up, Star Esports. You'll be able to catch all of our past games, everything that's been recorded. We usually have like a 1 or 2 day turnaround, which is pretty fast, I think, for, you know, a tier 3 community, I'll say. And you know, you'll be able to catch all your favorite teams. You want to stand Crix, you want to watch every single one of their games and know their players by habit and by name. You can do that. You want to watch Citizens just tear through their last tournament win. You can absolutely do that as well. But you gotta be on the YouTube and you gotta catch us there. And with that, it's like an electrical socket because I have plugged so much in here, folks. And with that, we're finally ready to go on to Gibraltar. Both teams going to be giving us the ready signal. And Kongman, what do you expect?
Well, I mean, just like you were stating with Cryox Esports favoring the dive, I'm going to be expecting Winston, Diva, Lucia, you know, just the typical dive stuff. But for Citizens, you know, I could probably see them running out on anything. Probably a bunker comp if I had to guess.
That would certainly be fun. I'm also hoping for a little bit of Widow. I know that Widow is has some very strong potential here. We'll have to see if if either team is going to be choosing to unleash the beast as it goes. Once again, Citizens going to be on the defense. It's on the left in blue, for those of you not too familiar with Overwatch, and on the right in red, going to be Cryox ready to go at the attack.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be really looking forward to this. So even though I'm not a big fan of Gibraltar, you don't really see it picked that much in tournaments.
Yeah, that and Horizon Lunar Colony always get my blood boiling once we get them going. And once they actually get selected, you know, it's very often that they're the first maps banned. So congratulations to me for being able to see Watchpoint Gibraltar. And with that 8 seconds left before these doors open up and we can start seeing this blood frenzy action, make sure once again, folks, keep in mind that MVP vote. You see someone popping off, let us know. Doors are opening up and we are ready for the action.
Yeah, and looking at these team comps, it appears we're actually going to be seeing Ash and Alonzo coming out from Cryox Esports, and it appears that Citizens just going to that good old Reaper May that I like to talk about.
Yeah, it looks like Citizens going to be bunkering down at the bottom pit of the car wash. It seems like Cryox knows something is up. They seem to be doing a little bit of scouting, trying to get ahead. And we see Zeus off in the Reaper on this off angle, not in the same room. Once the entirety of Cryox sweeps into that room, they're going to have to be very careful. But with this dive composition, it's going to be difficult. A lot of contest power coming in from the side of Citizens, and nobody really wants to engage this fight first.
Yeah, as you can tell, it looks like Spike is just kind of slowly trying to tap that payload forward so that way he can just pass it off to the Diva and they can take it from there, which it appears he's successfully done.
Yeah, we're even going to be seeing a switch onto the Junkrat. Rymazing just trying to pepper in a little bit of damage there, get that ult charge built up. But Zeus, seeing the opportunity, sweeps in and cleans up Spike. Lickety-split.
Yeah, unfortunately, playing Winston into Reaper, even watching the cinematic, it isn't a favorable matchup.
Yeah, it's a very tough spot.
Yeah, so now it appears that Citizens is just going to be chilling out on the cart here now that since it has moved forward past their nice little drive-through window.
Yeah, Citizen's going to be feeling very comfortable playing in this zone. They still can contest the cart from this angle, although a little bit more risky, as it does kind of put them a little bit farther away from the cart than they might like. But now we're seeing the wraparound kind of come through from Cryox. That Reaper still being a little bit of a burden onto Spike and Op. Trying to do their best to deal, trying to do their best to cope, but there's only so much you can do. The Ash Dynamite as well, trying to get something going. Sun does have that Bob ready to activate. We'll have to see if they initiate with it, and in fact they will. Bob gonna be thrown right into the middle of it, but answered with an Immortality Field. The Blizzard coming out from Boat, gonna be locking it down the point. Doesn't lock down Bob, however, he's still able to just get those shots in. Does eventually get hammered down by Korean Snack, and the defense continues to hold strong. It looks like the attack does not want to regroup.
It's very unfortunate that Bob just didn't really seem to do anything that fight, unlike what Ash was yelling at him to do. But it looks like Cryox is just going to slowly push in and drop a window.
They certainly will. Mercio going to be trying to drop the healing and damage window. Not quite able to find it though. It does find it, but drops in due payment of their life. And still no movement coming in from the side of Cryox. Their kills are finally starting to come through. Korean Snack falls as the rest of their team does. Losing that Baptiste was crucial.
Yeah, Cryex once again just playing the waiting game, looking for the opportunity chance to just open up for him. And they found the window of opportunity there, I could say.
Certainly, and now as we move onwards to this next fight, the potential to get a last-minute engage here, a last-minute contest coming through from Citizens is strong. A lot of ults on the board. Rymazen going to be having those dragons. As we can see, Op going to be using that Diva Bomb coming in. Spike dropping the Primal Rage. We're seeing ults galore right now. Squid going to be taking out Rymazen. And with that, it looks like the kills are pretty even right now. The Rein Earthshatter coming in lands in the middle of a Winston bubble, only hits Spike, but Spike lands outside of his bubble, not able to be focused down too much. The defense able to regroup, and the offense suddenly having to revert on their heels a little bit. The Death Blossom dropped by Zeus onto Demented, going to be cleaning up, making sure that Mercy can't get the res in the later parts of this fight. And with 20 seconds, something needs to happen here, Kong.
Yeah, honestly, with that last fight, it just looked like everyone decided to in-sync press Q, so we're going to be seeing a lot of weird different ult charge numbers here coming into this very last fight with only, well, as Athena likes to say, 10 seconds remaining.
Yes, and if Boat can get that last 4% needed for that Blizzard, it can be absolutely crucial here. Leo Cake's just trying to get remech'd as soon as possible. Is going to successfully find it. Op going to be getting demech'd right out of the gate as well. Another Bob coming in, this time from downtown, just walking up the car wash, gets charged immediately by Korean Snack. It doesn't seem like it's enough, and we're going to be seeing the Blizzard come out from Boat. Enough to lock down the cart. Zeus cleans up, and with that, round one complete, not even the first point captured.
It's very unfortunate once again seeing Bob just not do anything. I mean, Ash, maybe you got to yell just a little bit louder. Maybe he'll hear you.
Shouting a little bit louder has worked on some of my teammates in ranked, but not sure if it is as effective for Omnix here. Certainly going to be now the hot seat for Cryex Esports. Yeah,
Citizens just putting up a really good defense, only allowing 83.4 meter. I mean, Cryex is going to have to hold a really good defense here if they want any chance to stay in this match.
Yeah, optimally, there's a minimum of like 2 team fights we could see, once at Car Wash and then once at the last gate, kind of like what we saw with the side of Citizens, but Cryex does not have a lot of wiggle room here at all, Kong.
Yeah, Cryex is going to have to sit down, enjoy these 4 minutes, and just hold tough.
That's certainly going to be what they're trying to do. And remember, folks, since this is very potentially our last game here of the night, throw in those last-minute votes. I know you got them. I know you're holding out on me, chat, so be sure and throw them in. Let us know who you think is popping off. We'll have a short little interview with them at the very end. With that, just about 20 seconds left for these spawn doors to open up, Kong.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what both teams are going to roll out on, especially with only 83.4 meters. I mean, you could see many different comps here.
Yeah, there's certainly a big grab bag of potential capabilities here. With these 5 seconds, we're finally going to have that grab bag revealed. However, doors coming up, and with that, it looks like Korean Snack and Leo Cake's going to be fulfilling my desires. The Winston Diva coming in. A little bit of a dive comp with a Widowmaker rocking in the back. Dive in the front, snipes in the back as it goes sometimes. And right now, the aggressive dive onto Spike coming in from the tanks and Genji. Boat trying their best to sink some shurikens. Not going to find it, though. Rymazen with the Junkrat trap. Quick to answer. Demented, however, not going to be saved by that Immortality Field from Wolf as they get shot in the body by Zeus. Rymazen quick to follow into the grave after another shot from the purple-haired Venom Mistress here. And Op going to barely be getting away. Not even getting away. Going to be getting demech'd. And right now, it is looking very good here for the offense.
Yeah, Zeus is a name we haven't really had a chance to say this much because Bode and Korean have just kind of been carrying this game, but Zeus really opening up that fight, getting 2 kills right off the bat.
They certainly are. And with this is potentially the last stand for the team of Cryex Esports. Mercio taking out Op, gonna be a very difficult spot to cope with. There's no Diva to eat up a lot of damage. And right now we see Wolf on this high ground trying to contest, but Boat on this Genji just being such a burden, such a task to deal with here. And this defense trying to hold out this Mercy, trying to avoid the tendrils of electricity from Korean's not gonna be successful though. Demented once again falling. Sun taking down Squid, but that should be the only kill coming through from the side of Cryex. And with this, it looks like Citizens have this all but wrapped up in the bag here, Kong.
Yeah, Citizens is just going to be kind of rolling forward. Spike is going to be rolling out himself. on the Hammond trying to get a last-second stall go.
Yeah, Amazing also trying to get in there with that Tracer, just get some last stall, but the blade coming out from Boat does not spell well for the defensive team. Zeus gonna be shooting Sun in the dome, making sure their dome pops like a melon. Up on the D.Va now, the last one to stall. Wolf hopping in immediately afterwards, but uses the boots and jumps off the point, unable to contest. Citizen's gonna take it in a clean 3-0.
Yeah, unfortunately my score prediction of 3-1 was a little incorrect there, but Citizens pretty much dominating this entire match.
Yeah, Citizens looked very good. No surprise there. We were expecting some pretty high marks from this team, given some of their history in the All-Stars Brawl and Watchers League before it. And some spectacular plays. It looked like this team just had it on lock 100% of the time.
Yeah. Excuse me. But yeah, Citizens, like I said, just showing a really good demanding there. And also, since that was the end of map 3, MVP votes are still open, right? So this is your last chance to drop any votes in if you really want us to interview a certain player or whoever you think was the best player out of them all.
Certainly, I know I have some votes, however popular they may be. But Kong, I talked about it a little bit after Oasis, but now that we've gone through 2 more maps, anybody else standing out in your mind that really had some good plays that were deserving of that vote?
I mean, like I was saying earlier, how we haven't really had a chance to talk about Zeus. Zeus just really opened up the final part of the attacking phase of Watchpoint Gibraltar. So if I really had to pick anyone that I haven't said Korean or Boat, it'd probably have to be Zeus.
Yeah, I certainly don't disagree. I was a big fan of some of the anti-nades and the attentiveness that Squid was playing on, so I definitely think that that is one of my support contenders for that MVP vote. However, we do have a few more minutes before those votes get all settled and we see who actually locks in with that glorious, metaphorical golden award around their neck. And overall, Kong, what do you think was kind of Cryx's downfall here throughout this entire duration of the match?
I mean, that was kind of a really hard part to say, but I mean, looking at the Citizen side, Boat with playing the Mei, just putting up some amazing walls, I feel like just being able to split Cryx really kind of well, it obviously separated them, but you know, I feel like Cryx, whenever the walls came up, the comms just kind of phased out if I had to make a prediction there.
Yeah, of course we don't have our ears in the team chats right now, but it did seem a little bit discoordinated from Cryx at times. However, you know, they were able to come back. They had at least a little bit of a standing on Eichenwald, so certainly nothing to absolutely shrink away in shame. And they're still going to be with us. They will just be hopping down into the lower bracket, so you will be able to still get your fix of Cryx if you like watching their team. Be sure and show them the support as well. I know I talk a lot about Star Esports on Twitter, Twitch, all that good stuff, but reach out to your nearest Cryx player. See if they will like that social endorsement themselves. You know, maybe give them a follow as well. Citizens as well. Always love plugging Citizens for their social media. But with that being said, I think we are just about ready to wrap up the voting. We might have a few more minutes, a few more seconds in there, so be sure and get those last few squeezes in if you haven't already. But with that being said, Kongman, overall, is there any, I mean, I know we were talking about opening up Gibraltar, separating the team with the Mei walls. Those are all kind of things that happened, you know, in a broad spectrum. Do you think there's any one play that really hits a dominant note with you?
Definitely, I would have to say at the very end of the Eichenwald map with Leo Cakes, whenever she threw her bomb up the air, which was just a perfect zoning ult, and even getting 2 people to help secure the match. Like, I feel like that really just kind of put the nail in the coffin on Cryx.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. A very solid play. And with that, I've just received word we are ready to wrap up our MVP vote, and it looks like the winner will be, and I apologize if I don't say your name right, this is how I have it on my pronunciation sheet, OP.
That's fine.
All right, fantastic. So, OP, we just saw you guys come off the game in Watchpoint Gibraltar. You suffered a loss there. That happens to the best of teams. But it seemed like you guys were really having difficulty with Citizens in the car wash. What was the tactic that you guys finally used to kind of break away from that?
We were kind of expecting the car wash wall, not gonna lie. But our plan was to spam them out and try to get them get the resources down, and then once they're down resources, I'll look for a pick and push in. It took us a while to get that though. It didn't go as fast as we wanted it to go, and that's like kind of why it took a long while for us to finally push the payload. Yeah, that's it.
It certainly seemed like it took you guys a little bit of warming up, but you know that's no problem. Everybody has their off days, perhaps. Now we noticed you playing a lot of D.Va in these games. As an off tank player, is D.Va your preferred, or do you have? Are you really like a secret dirty Roadhog main?
Honestly, I hate Roadhog, and I hate anyone who plays Roadhog. No offense, but you know, just why do you play him? Come on. I'm kind of a Zarya main in my heart. I've also started to warm up to D.Va as well. Even though I didn't like playing her at first, but she's pretty fun, especially after playing Sigma for like half a year. It's crazy.
I mean, yeah, I like Sigma, but it's tough to play him nowadays. They certainly did him a little bit dirty with these latest patch changes, where he, you know, is suddenly able to shield a lot less. But Kongman, you got any questions for OP?
Yeah, so with your team falling down in the losers bracket, you're going to be either playing Vex You're Actually Boosted or the Star Esports host team, No Use for a Name. If you had to pick one of those two teams, who would you rather go up against?
I'd rather pick Actually Boosted. I like a lot of the people on that team and respect them. And also, since we already played Star Esports before and we beat them, so I want to see how we would do against Actually Boosted instead. But honestly, it doesn't really matter, because we'll win. We'll be more practiced and play Citizens again later on.
I like that confidence. I like that confidence.
That's good confidence to have.
Mm-hmm. And with that, OP, I think we are about ready to wrap up our interview portion of this. Want to give you a big thanks for coming in here, answering a few of our questions, and do want to give you the opportunity to give any shout outs to your team, to anybody who you like showing support to any times.
I got a couple of shout outs here. First of all, shout out to Yeji. You helped me a lot. I love you. Also, shout out to Scion Esports, sponsored by Toyota, and Astray for pulling up a show. It was amazing to watch. Had a lot of fun time watching it, and those are some crazy plays that both teams pulled off. It was kind of insane, to say the least.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to my team. You know, I love them all. They're wonderful players. Each of them is kind of cracked in their own sense. Well, shout out to Kongman21. You're the best. I love you.
Thank you.
Also, shout out to Sir Waltham. You're also the greatest.
Yay.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone and all the viewers. Shout out to George Mason Overwatch. Support College Esports.
Yes.
That's it.
All right. Well, thank you very much, OP, for hopping in here and having a few words with us. We'll send you out of your way so we can have you, decompress with your team a little bit.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Have fun with the rest of the cast.
Thank you very much. And with that, Kong, I think we are close to the end of our day, but let's recap here. As you mentioned a little bit earlier, Cryx now going to be going into the losers bracket to face the winner of I don't know if it's our next losers bracket game, but going to be fighting their way through the losers bracket now. It's what do you expect to see from this team now that they've kind of dropped?
Well, considering the fact that after any team takes a loss, there's only two ways to go. Either they fall apart, which I highly doubt this team is going to do, especially seeing how well they've done throughout the rest of this bracket already. So I believe that this team, I'm pretty sure, like he said, they're going to see Citizens again later on in the bracket. I could also potentially see Cryx winning this entire bracket.
Yeah, it's we'll have to just find out. And the only way to do that, folks, is to stay tuned here to the Overwatch All-Stars Brawl, brought to you by Star Esports. We love having you for your casting entertainment. I'm going to be signing off right now. I have been Sir Waltham. You can catch me on Twitch or Twitter at Sir Waltham.
And I've been Kongman21, your co-caster. You can find me on Twitter at Kong_man21 or on Twitch whenever I go live. It's kind of whenever I feel like it at Kongman21.
Fantastic. And from all of us here at the Overwatch All-Stars Brawl, we want to thank you guys for tuning in, watching us, giving us and the players all the support that we need to grow strong and healthy. We hope you guys have a great night and stay safe out there, everybody.